Hi everyone, welcome to another Galaxy tutorial for bioinformatics. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to manage your storage in Galaxy. So let's get started. So on the Galaxy platform, when you log in, what you are going to see is this on the top right hand side, you are going to see this bar which tells you how much storage you have used at that point in time. So here, if you follow the cursor, here it says using 78% of 250 gigabytes. This is how much I've used, 78%. Now, this 78% is quite a huge number, but still, I'm still within the quota. So 250 gig, I've been given 250 gig, and that's the default storage quota that every user gets. This is a permanent storage. So that means that files you store in this storage will remain forever. All right. However, there are situations whereby you are going to exceed this. Now, let's show this other accounts. So if you look at this account, for example, it says using 100% of 250 gig. So when it happens like that, then ideally what you want to do is to delete files which are not necessary, which we are going to look at very soon. However, sometimes you may actually have data sets which will exceed this. So when it happens like that, what you want to do is to switch to the temporary storage. All right, now I'll get back to this one here. What you want to do is to switch to the temporary storage and use that to analyze the data, and then after that, that data will remain there for a month and it will be deleted. All right, so let me show you how to switch to the temporary storage area. Then we talk about exploring the files you have and then managing them. Now, if you click this bar here, which shows the storage and usage details, if you click it, it will just tell you the temporary and the permanent, how much quota you have used. So here, there's a permanent one. I've used 196.1 gigabytes. There's a scratch, which is the temporary. I've used 106 gigabytes of 1 terabyte. All right. Now the scratch gives you more storage quota. The downside is that whatever files you put there will be deleted after 1 month. They are going to be permanently deleted after 1 month. So you should take note of that. Now, in case you want to use this for storage, a scratch for storage, maybe you have files which exceed 250 gig, then you will have to change the settings on your accounts. So on the Galaxy platform, on the top right hand, where you have your username, for example, when you click, go to preferences. When you go to preferences, you have these options coming up. So scroll down, search for storage location, this one here. So when you click on storage location, it will now show you the options you have, the permanent storage and the 30-day storage. The 30-day storage is the one which is 1 terabyte for galaxy.org. Use galaxy.org. So if you want to use that one, you just have to click it, and then that is it. So that means subsequently, whatever files you upload are going to be stored in this scratch. You can always switch back to the permanent one if those files needs to be kept longer. So you just go back to preferences and then storage location and then select permanent storage. All right, so that means you have switched. So this can help you to manage where you want to store your files. Okay, of course, you also need to monitor the files. Sometimes you may have existing files which are not even needed anymore. You may have several files. So it's advisable to manage what you have before you consider using the temporary one. And so that's what we are going to do next. So if you have this issue, or let's say your storage is approaching the quota, what you want to do is to just monitor the files, what you have, and then try to remove some of them for those who are not needed. So let's go back to this storage and usage details menu. When you get back here, what you want to do is to scroll down, and you are going to have options. So we have free up disk usage. We have explore now, where you can explore your disk usage by history. You can also explore by storage location. Now for the free up disk usage, let's go there. If you want to free up, you click it, and when you click it, you have these options that allow you to free up your space. And of course, you can also permanently delete your files by going to the history one by one and deleting them. Right, so here discarded items, deleted datasets, review, and play 0 bytes, deleted histories, nothing there, archive, nothing. So that means that if I want to delete, I'll have to come to the history and then select the ones I want and delete them permanently. And by the way, I have a separate tutorial that shows you how to permanently delete files in Gallery. So just check the description of the video is there. The link to that video is there. Okay. Now this is for discarding items. Okay, when you are using the storage manager, something like that. Now let's get back to the previous window, which is here. Now let's also look at Explore. Sometimes this may not give you what you want, and so you have to go to the exploration menu, exploration button to click and then explore. You can explore by history, which is here. Let's start with that one. So when you click visually explore your usage by history, when you click it, it will show you your history, the history you have, and then it will also let you know the storage quota that the histories are using. All right, in case you don't see, just click this and then just drag. It will reduce this and then increase this so that you can see the storage quota. So these are history, give the top 10 histories by size. So I have these histories and it tells me metagenome is 2. It's occupying 276 gig, which is actually way more than the 250 gig. So that means that I had to switch to the temporal one to upload some files. All right. So all these are there. Then you can just, or you can also, yeah, I'm just making it smaller a bit. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. So there's what you have. So when you click on each of the history, you can also set as your current. So let me just reduce it a bit. You can just explore content, which is this one here. So when you click on explore content, then it will show you that history. It will show you the files in that history. And it's also give them to the top 10 in terms of data set size. So you can click on each of these and you can permanently delete from here each of these files. So that means this one you are targeting the individual files and you can delete them. When you click, there's the button here to delete. Of course, you can also delete the entire history. Let's go back. You can delete the entire history. Because for example, here I have unnamed history. When I click it, I can set as current and I see these files here. Okay, and I can actually delete here. I can delete here. I can also come and delete here, but here I can do it. So I can just click and then say permanently delete this history. All right, but of course you must be careful when permanently deleting your files. So you have to double check it to make sure these files need to be deleted. All right, and you can delete them from here. So now I've saved some space. I've released some space. So you have all these histories and you can just scroll down and then check. All right, there's also another plot here which you can use. Here it says active versus archive versus deleted total size. So I mean, some of these things, when you check, you are in a better position to know where these files are kept. All right, so this plot is a visual visualization, a visual representation of how much storage each of these histories is also occupied. So you can also use this to also gauge in case these numbers are a lot. You can use this particular site. So that's what you should also take note of. So this is exploring the storage by history. Now let's go back. We can also explore by storage location. You know, we have permanent, we have temporal. So when you click on explore by storage location, it shows you permanent, it shows you temporal, which is the 30 days. So permanent storage 195.8 gig, that's what I'm using now. I can click it and I can view all these. Okay, and I have, so these are the top 10. So here it's showing me that my entire account, the data sets, the top 10 biggest data set, it's showing me those files here. So that's what you should also take note of. Let's go back So we have the 30-day storage also. You can click it and then see what you have. You can view and then check your top 10 data sets, which are in that particular one. All right, so that's what it shows. So take notes of. So this is what we have for managing your storage. And of course, you can also use the history here on the right hand side. Just come here, click, and also check this history. Okay, the storage manager gives you the top 10 histories, but here you have access to all the histories and you can just check them and then activate the one you want and delete the files in them. So this is in a nutshell how to manage storage space in Galaxy. Now I'm using the usegalaxy.org, but there might be some slight differences when you use the EU Galaxy. For the EU Galaxy, the scratch is 2 terabytes. That's what you have here. All right, but the exploration, everything is almost the same. So that's the main difference. So use Galaxy, you have 2 terabytes for scratch, that's temporary, and then for the .org, it's 1 terabyte. So this is something you have to also decide whether you want to use the EU Galaxy server or the US one, which is this, but that's something that I'll leave to you. All right, so this is just a nutshell of how to manage your storage in Galaxy, and please check this playlist to find more tutorials on Galaxy.